Today I want to talk about music a little bit. Music and visions, and all kinds of images, smells, and all those things that are evoked sometimes from a song. Because the lure of a beautiful song is one of the most compelling things, I think, in our lives. All of us have experienced that, I think. That song, when it's played, that kind of just transports us to another place. And we forget everything else. It doesn't matter what's going on in our lives. It doesn't matter if we've been down or if we had a tragedy or no matter what happens, we hear that one song and suddenly we're just drawn in, lured in. And it's a mystery how it does that, right? We're just lured in and we become part of that song for that moment as everything else disappears. You see, also songs, music is related to memory. We know that. In fact, when people are dying, they may not be able to speak any longer, but they hear. It's almost as if their hearing is augmented. And they hear, I'm told, up until the very moment that they pass on. There's something about music that does that. And it also evokes images a lot of times. It can evoke an image of a memory and take us back. Some of you have probably experienced that. You're kind of going along, then you hear a song, and all of a sudden it evokes a memory, maybe from long ago. Might be the memory of your child being born, or the memory of your first kiss, or the memory of something fantastic, or in some cases something not good. But usually it's something that we've treasured. Or maybe that song just puts you in a different mood and creates an image. Maybe that image for you is being by the sea, hearing the sound of the waves. I know if you hear the Beach Boys, you might think of surfing. What is that song for you? It's just take a moment and close your eyes, and everybody has that song of songs that is uniquely your song that brings you to that place. Well, the author today of the book that we call the Song of Songs is also a song with an image. And the image is of a garden. A beautiful, beautiful garden. But not just any garden, a garden of love. So for the author of that book in the Bible, it takes him back to some place that's almost ethereally beautiful. Beautiful trees, running water, flowers everywhere. You can smell the fragrance. You can smell the spices. You know, spring is coming. We can almost imagine that scent if you're walking, say, through the woods and you come upon that beautiful place. But that place isn't just a vision. It isn't just hearing the rushing water or the wind going through the trees, but it evokes a memory. And that memory is a memory of a relationship between the author and God. It's a relationship so powerful, so beautiful, it becomes his song of songs. Now I know that for all of us, most of us, we probably haven't heard too much of the Song of Songs, because in the Christian tradition, it's probably the least quoted book of the Bible ever. You don't hear it spoken often, you don't hear it preached often, and why is that? There's something that scares us. You know, as soon as we start to hear those words, it's almost like, as Christians, something in us says, okay, we're going to shut that book shut, go to something safer, like Paul's litany about faith, or Jesus feeding 5,000 men. Those are safe stories, right? They're stories we can comprehend with our mind. They're stories we can hold at arm's length. They're stories we can hear on a Sunday morning and stick them back on the shelf and go lead our lives. It's not the same as that haunting song that won't shut up in your head, kind of like that bird at 6 a.m. that you can't get to be quiet. There are songs like that, and the Song of Songs is like that when you're in relationship with Jesus. Because that garden kind of relationship, our original relationship with God, when we walk the garden with God, is all of our relationships. It's all of our place with God that we hold deeply in our heart. And it's almost as if, like a beautiful song, God calls us into that place. I call it the heavenly lure. God's almost wooing voice. There is an author called James Bryan that says that when we see the flowers of spring, it's Jesus smiling to us through nature. And I thought that's such a beautiful thing to imagine. It's Jesus smiling through beauty. And I think that this is the God that sometimes we miss. This is the original God of the garden. Not the God who sometimes we associate with, being the disciplinarian or the really strict father or the person who kind of lays down the law. And some of us, I know, grew up with that image. Right? And in some ways, it's distorted our image of God. It's distorted our image of ourselves. God tells us in the Song of Songs that the relationship with God is like a bride and a bridegroom. It's that kind of relationship in which the bridegroom calls to the bride, tells the bride how beautiful she is. And that is all of you. For we were made in God's image in that garden. Our original image is beautiful. Later, sin comes into the mix, and really that just means life without God in it. Because as long as we're in relationship with God, we're almost like in a wedding dance. It's that place that a song takes you to where everything just feels beautiful and almost just too good to be true for that moment, except it's a resurrection song. And it is true. And that's the real beauty of it. It's a true song and a true story. And you could say, this is my story and my song. This is our story and our song. Whenever we come together in prayer with God, whenever we allow Jesus into our life, the Song of Songs is sung every year at Passover, or in some Jewish synagogues or families, it's read. The whole 8 chapters. The reason is because in that tradition, the Song of Songs is about that covenant relationship with God. And a covenant relationship with God is not about duty and not about following laws and rules, but it's a marriage. Not a marriage of duty, it's a marriage of beauty. A marriage in which you and God are in a forever beautiful dance together in a garden place, listening to that favorite song. Now I know that all of us have images of ourselves that sometimes make us hold God at an arm's length. Sometimes We have fears of getting too close. Fears of that level of intimacy. You know, when John Wesley was preaching in England all those years ago, many of them really attacked him because the people that he preached to were expressing their feelings. They were expressing really dynamic conversions. They were touched in their hearts by God, and they were showing it, and people said, what is that? It's about your head, it's about your mind. You see, because most Christians had been in the habit of contemplating God with your mind. Contemplating God as a theological concept. I shiver every time I hear that song by John Lennon. Anybody know which one I mean? God is a concept? No, God is not a concept. God is true. God is real. And God desires that kind of true relationship with you. The covenant relationship God offers us, the resurrection life, beautiful garden life, teeming with love and safety and life and intimacy. That's not a theological concept. It's not a rule we follow. It's not a guideline. It's a garden. It's a garden of love. And it's a song of life. So today, as you leave, I hope you'll take the time, read through the Song of Songs. Read it as though you were there in that garden with God. It's not about sex with somebody. It's not about Solomon's secret life. It's a metaphor, a beautiful, beautiful metaphor of what our life with God really is like. And God spends God's whole time wooing us and luring us back into his arms, calling us home. In all of our hearts, we were born in God's image, and we have God's image engraved in our hearts. When we hear God's voice, it's like a beautiful memory that's evoked in our heart. I invite you, whatever your song is, make the Song of Songs, that beautiful relationship with God, your Song of Songs. Because this is your story, and God is your son.